Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
How to sell profitably to small to medium businesses. Now, obviously, as a coach, consultant, or other small business owner, some of your clients are B2B, businesses which are serving other, people within different niches and industries, and they so happen to be the people that you reach out to, especially to be able to sell to them. Now, I'm here to say that in the 7 years or so that I've been practicing marketing and really trying to find out ways and methods to attract, convert, and actually, retain most of these small to medium businesses, I've discovered quite a lot, when it comes to selling to small business owners, and also coming from a very different background. There's so much that I've discovered that I feel if you actually listen to this podcast today, you might get information that might actually change your marketing strategy or your business model overall, okay? Because small to medium businesses are an extreme odd lot, okay? Most of them are doing the work themselves. So if you're out there cold calling potential clients and having them hang up in your face, it's not because what you're selling is not, of the best quality, or they don't want what you're selling. It's just they don't have time to be sitting on a phone while being sold to, all right? They like buying stuff, but they don't like being sold to. And I can say this without judgment because I too am a small business owner, and I receive calls each and every day, from people wanting to change my electricity, people wanting to even help me with SEO on my website when it is what I do every single day. So if you crack the code of selling to small to medium businesses, I can guarantee that you, my friend, will have a business that's profitable and enjoyable. And in this podcast, I'm going to be walking you through how to actually sell to the elusive small to medium business owner, especially the mom and pop small business that is actually maybe slowly getting started, and they're actually also working towards growing their business. All right. So if you're in business or you're thinking of getting into business, which I suspect, some of the people that are listening to this podcast are going to be doing, most profitable businesses and less stress comes from doing a B2B model as opposed to a B2C where you are dealing with the general public that definitely has different methods of reaching out to them. But if you're thinking of getting into business and maybe selling your coaching, your consulting, maybe training, information, or expertise, you will be selling to small business owners. And I want you to be very aware of what it is that you're getting yourself into, because it is a tough market to reach and it's tougher even to sell. You know why? Because small to medium businesses are very busy people. So you could be sending out hundreds of emails a day without even getting as much as, hey, thank you so much for reaching out. You can appreciate that as a small to medium business, they are inundated with content, with emails, with phone calls every moment of their day when the business is open, and all they want is to be actually doing their own business, in order for them to fulfill whatever promises they might have made with their brand. And let me tell you something, they may need your product or your service, but they don't have the time to talk about it, to think about it, or to even be disturbed about it. Because if you're a small to medium business, you would understand that you are doing so many things. As an entrepreneur, marketing is probably maybe just one aspect of running a successful business. Your small to medium business prospect is hiring new staff, they're balancing books, they're driving growth, and a whole lot more. And all of this feels like a constant balancing act, and the last thing they need is somebody who doesn't fit into their program. Okay. And you know what normally happens with small to medium businesses? They're up early and they're automatically deep into their work, and especially if they're working from home, they're just rolling from bed, maybe do a bit of exercise, take kids to school, have a bit of breakfast, and automatically they are ball and chains on their desk. And if they wake up early, they're already deep in their work. If they've got kids or if they've got infants, especially, that wake them up at night, so all of this life is happening around them. Okay, and it is all happening before they even Instagram their cup of coffee, or when the first cup of coffee hits their lips. And I can imagine that you understand and you appreciate that you can't function before you've even had your first coffee. So why would you then, if you are going to be reaching out to small to medium businesses, try and reach them before 8 a.m. on a phone call? And I'm talking to you, the person who rang me at 8 a.m. in the morning. You're never going to get a sale out of me. All right. So even, with small to medium businesses, although they sometimes fantasize about kicking back in their chairs, they're, living the life that they live, and they're casually maybe reading through marketing material that comes to their inbox. That never happens. They never have time for that. You know why? Because these people are busy. All right. They're constantly balancing between hiring new staff. They're balancing their books, dealing with vendors, dealing with clients, dealing with customer care, looking at the next big thing that they need to introduce to their services so they remain profitable. All of those things are above their head. And the last thing they need is you disturbing their flow, you disturbing their day, interrupting it with a phone call or with messages that are not welcome to them. So when it comes time to for them to buy and maybe decisions that they need to make, small business owners are impatient shoppers because they usually wait until the last minute. When they need to buy a computer, they only buy a computer when it's actually broken and they can't open it. That's when they go to the shop, buy a new computer, and they're not going to wait to hear specs and everything else because they're demanding buyers. The moment they're not within their business or the moment they're not in front of their customers, they feel like they are losing money. And you know what happens? They always feel like they're being cheated, and that's why they're tight with their wallets. So the average small business owner has maybe, a net income of maybe 6.3% of whatever revenue that they're receiving. So these owners tend to pinch their pennies because most of them haven't even actually started. They could be having high revenues, but maybe they're not profitable, because they're always investing back into their business. So whatever you're selling, you need to make sure they see value in it in order for them to make a decision to buy from you. Okay. But if you get their loyalty, but if you earn their trust, but if you actually do good by them, and with that trust you earn it and you keep earning it, they will stay with you for life because they don't have time to chop and change and find different suppliers, etc., etc. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't know if you're in Australia. By 2020, there was 826,000 people that were earning between $200K to $2 million, according to the ATO. And that's the sweet spot of what a small to medium business is. And if you, run around to, and if you're within that sort of space, then you definitely qualify, to reach out to us and see how we can help you generate clients, especially those that are small to medium business owners, because we've been doing this for our clients for the past 7 years we've been in business. All right. So as I said, small business owners are always on the run. And if you're a small to medium business owner, you're listening to this podcast, kudos to you. And I want you to actually associate or to see yourself in what I'm going to be saying. I'm also going to encourage you to reach out to us and just see what it is that we can do to help you create for and relate to your customers out there. All right. So if you've identified that small to medium business owners are going to be your ideal audience, just understand that they're always on the run. So call maybe ahead if you're going to be meeting them in person so that you can schedule those sales visits, and also maintain a very flexible schedule because anything can happen. A kid might be injured at school and they have to immediately run over there, or something might happen with one of their team members and they have to leave whatever they're doing. So if you're not flexible as a salesperson to them, then I'm afraid you're not going to go far, especially if you're dealing with small to medium business owners. So you want to maintain a flexible schedule and be prepared to make whatever changes because they are always a chaotic customer. So like I have said, small business owners are a very odd lot, and I can say that without judgment because I'm one. And if you crack the small business code, it becomes something that you will obviously have an advantage over bigger businesses, or you have an advantage over your competition, because a lot of large organizations cannot understand how to actually sell to the elusive small to medium business. You know why I know that? Because they follow the processes that they want to be sold to. Normally, when you're speaking to a small to medium business, the person who picks up the phone and makes the decision is the business owner. It's not going through a chain of command or 5 or 6, 7 different people, that have to, see the marketing material or give an approval or whatever it is. So you already have an advantage over big business that don't know how to actually reach out to a small to medium business owner. And especially if you're a business owner yourself and you're speaking to another entrepreneur, guess what? They can pick up on your vibe, they can pick up on your energy, they can pick up on your tenacity to wanting to do business with you. Those people that send BDMs, or people that send customer representatives, it's very difficult for them to connect to a small to medium business owner. So I really encourage, even if you've got VAs or people that are going to be initiating the conversations with you or the sales calls, you need to be the one taking those sales calls, because when you're speaking at the same wavelength as another entrepreneur, guess what? Business happens there, all right? But if an employee is speaking to another employer, they're just going through the motions. They don't have the passion that you actually have in order for you to bring that business home. And that's where you, as a small to medium business, will win over larger corporations, because they send their employees in order for them to close their sales. And there's always a disconnect, when it happens there. But the thing is, however, a lot of small businesses want to sell, to other small businesses too. So many of them are finding it difficult, and they miss the nuances of attracting other small businesses, even if they need to look no further than their own buying habits as a key to scale. Look at how you purchase, from the people that you buy from. Are you going out of your way to educate yourself about a new software? Are you going out of your way to maybe, go to a seminar or watch a webinar about a new product or a new way of doing business? That's exactly what other small to medium businesses are doing as well. Are you opening emails and learning from emails from whatever, marketing correspondence that you're receiving? That's exactly how other, small to medium businesses are receiving their information as well. So today, like I said, we're already on 13 minutes. I've already shared a few. So if you feel like that's value enough, that's good. But I want to share with you how, one long time as a long time business owner myself, how I think and I make purchases in an effort just to create what I want to call a cheat sheet for how you should think when you go out selling to small to medium businesses. And I suspect if they are other maybe sales consultants out there, they would actually charge you tens of thousands of dollars for what I'm about to reveal to you just for free. And if you are happy with what I'm going to talk about, just jump onto our website, www.livelongdigital.com.au, and see how we're selling to our audiences, because I know you don't have to sacrifice your income to do what you love. You can actually have both. Let me walk you through my simple step-by-step plan, and I'll show you how exactly easy it can be to sell to the elusive small business owner. Okay, now one thing you need to realize about small to medium business owners is they don't plan that far in advance. So if your product goes beyond maybe 3 years or 5 years, then you know you've lost that business owner in and of himself. And if you look at what has just happened in the last couple of years, we've just gone through the pandemic, and customer confidence is just slowly getting up right now. So a lot of people are only just planning maybe for the next quarter or for 2 quarters or maybe at the most 1 year, because we don't know what the other years are going to be like in the future. It might just turn around to be what we experienced in the pandemic, and the businesses are closed and we can't even operate. So small business owners would love to have maybe a 3 or 4 or 5 year plan, but in reality, they often have maybe 1 week plan. And that's usually a rough draft of what they're supposed to be doing based on things that they've already paid for already. Not things they haven't paid for, things they've already paid for already, so they can get value for the money that they're going to be, that they've spent. All right, people plan around whatever inventory that they've purchased, whatever sales that they have made. That's how far in advance they plan. So sometimes when I reach out to small to medium businesses and I'm like, so do you know your sales projections in like a year or 2 to come? They tell you, man, I only work, from customer to customer. And when we have more customers, I shut down my marketing. And when, things of that nature. So what I'm just saying is the reality of time as a resource, you need to really consider that, because that's how these small to medium businesses are working. All right, they don't respond well to maybe a future ROI prediction or maybe value received over time. And that's the reason why it's very difficult to sell search engine optimization to small to medium businesses, because you're talking about 6 months, maybe 9 months return, and nobody has time to wait and stick around for things like that. And that's the reason why when you come and we're working with you, we start putting funnels in place in order to instigate either a lead capturing funnel or a nurturing system to make sure that your sales start converting immediately. Because I know and I understand, as a small to medium business owner, if somebody comes to me and says, let's implement this, and then you get the rewards in 2 or 3 years, not a lot of people have time for that. It's not like Amazon that plans maybe 5 or 3 years in advance, and then, when the time comes, they just implement. You know why? Because they've already made the money, they already have the infrastructure, they already have the resources. As a small to medium business, we don't have that luxury, okay? So they don't respond well to maybe future ROI messages, or they don't value, having to receive something. So it's all about instant gratification. So this is what I always tell my clients: sell what they want immediately and then give them what they need. All right. So if you go into the door with what they want immediately, you get a better response and a better, response. Yeah, that's the word. Response from them, instead of you telling them what it is that they want in order to have profits in 2 to 3 years. All right. So you want to speak about the pain that they have today, fix the problem that they have immediately, and give them instant relief. Okay. And then after that, we can then talk about the future. All right. So a lot of, people come in and sell once. Okay. Yes, of course, we want profitability. We want legacy, all of those things. But what I need today is maybe making a couple more sales so that I can meet my my bills for my employees, or maybe I can meet my car payments or my house payments or whatever loans they might have. That's the immediate itch that they need to scratch. So find out, have an innate understanding of what it is that is paining them immediately that you can solve for them, and then you've got a foot in the door in order for you to talk to them about the future, all right? So I write extensively about all of this stuff. You can jump onto our website, www.livelongdigital.com.au, because we predominantly work with small to medium businesses in order for them to scale their business by driving leads and harvesting those leads and then converting them into happy customers that pay, stay, and refer. And we're refining our processes each and every single day in order to make sure that all of this is done with automation, independent of you, the small to medium business, in a systemized format that is actually predictable and you actually get results. So if you jump onto www.livelongdigital.com.au, you can definitely see that in action, and you can literally copy or swipe whatever it is that we are doing. One other thing that we need to do when we're working with small to medium businesses is you need to help them buy value over price. Okay? At the end of the day, like I said, they're always penny pinching and they're always looking at where their money is going. You know why? Because most of them haven't discovered how to actually claim a profit first within their business, all right? So most of them don't want to buy on price. Yes, we want stuff done cheaper, better, faster, or whatever it is, but we want value. We want things that last for a lifetime. We want things that are not going to break immediately. And we want to make sure that once we've bought something, that's it, set and forget, instead of just going for the cheapest and then eventually having to do it all over again. Because remember, they don't have time to constantly be buying things that are broken and things of that nature. So if you don't give a small to medium business a way to see how your solution makes better sense to them right now, they'll definitely relegate you for price. All right. So you need to make sure that they have an understanding that what they're buying is not, something that just fixes the problem now, but it is going to be an investment on their part. And that's the sort of language that you should start using. All right. Otherwise, you just be relegated to anybody who can sell the same widget cheaper, better, faster. And if you want to demonstrate that you're going to be, there whenever and however the small to medium business needs you, and that switching to your solution isn't going to be a painful, process, and that this time is going to be different, people will pay you a premium in order to start working with you. Like we see this a lot when we're taking, our customers from other search engine optimization agencies, because when you start search engine optimization, you plug in your website, you plug in your analytics, you plug in your search engine console, you plug in your content, all of those things, you plug in your social media. And if you have to change and go to some other provider, then you have to start the whole process all over again. And sometimes people just can't be bothered. Remember, they don't have time, this small to medium businesses. So you have to make sure that whatever you have has been tried and proven and actually works. Because the problem is, if they don't believe what you say on your website, if they don't trust your service, if they don't trust your delivery, and in fact, the problem is that you are supposed to be fulfilling from them, they probably don't even trust themselves to implement what you have suggested either. All right. So you need to make sure that you are making it easy for people to do business with you. All right. So you want to demonstrate that by building a relationship with them, you're not selling to them, you're educating them. And remember, you don't even have that opportunity to sell to them because they're not picking up the phone and they're not going to be showing up at your webinar if you haven't given them enough of value to then say, hey, I need to know more about what it is that this company is providing. All right. So you want to prove to them that you really have an innate understanding of what their business has to offer using their language, how they explain their own problems and how they, explain their pain. Because as a small to medium business that is selling to other businesses, if you understand your prospect's problem better than they do and articulate it better than they can, they automatically assume that you've got the solution. So if you use terms, that synergize or show value, and there's a value proposition in whatever you're offering, it will be hard for them to hear anything else, especially if it's coming from somebody who's not well versed in the industry, that they are going to be purchasing from. Okay. And one other thing that you should understand is once people have moved to you, they are going to be loyal, and they are loyal to a fault. So don't take advantage of their loyalty or even take it for granted, because once you've lost it for life. Okay? Because look, I'm playing with fire sharing this one, and I know a lot of people would understand predominantly that once you've moved to a business, especially I haven't changed my phone plan for like 5 years, and I don't even need to change it, because then I know what happens when I change my phone plan, or not my phone plan, my phone company. I'd have to wait for maybe 24 hours until the number comes to me, and I don't have that luxury, because I need to be communicating with my team, I need to be communicating with my vendors. So I'm now loyal to my phone provider, and I bet that's the same with you. All right, so I know I'm playing with fire while sharing this one, but you need to know that small to medium businesses value loyalty as much as anything. So, I mean, that's a great thing to know, but it's a two-way street. People become loyal to companies that are loyal to them. Are you delivering on your promise? Are you delivering on, the value that you promised in the sales call? Because if you fix their problem, and you do it in a way that is simple, effective, and affordable, then obviously they come to trust your words and actions, and they will wait for any recommendation that you're going to be giving to them in order for them to change their ways. So they'll buy anything else that you present to them in the same way. Let me tell you, there's always something that they need to purchase, because your solution might not be a complete package. They might need fries with that to complete it into a happy meal. All right, so they'll buy anything else. As long as you give and live up to your promises, you will have customers for life. And guess what? They'll go out of their way to keep buying from you, because they know what it feels like to be in business, and they want to keep supporting you. And there's this whole phenomenon that once they start supporting you, it's in their best interest that you don't fail, so that they keep getting the same product that you're offering to them. So you want to take advantage of this by making it easy for people to share with you, what their actual problems are, and you can solve them. And once you solve those problems, let me tell you something. People will scream at the top of their lungs, and then they will share the success that they've had in working with you to their neighbors. They will share it with their family, colleagues at barbecues, and even strangers on the bus. Make your prospect or make your clients feel like a champion for doing business with you, and they will willingly become an unpaid member of your sales team. Because when you start getting referrals, and when you start getting ambassadors that are unpaid, then your marketing actually goes down to zero. And let me tell you what you need to also continue doing. For small to medium businesses, you need to engage and continue to educate them. And the more you educate them to want more, be more, and have more, they will buy more from you. So don't change once somebody becomes a customer and forget all about them, because it is much more expensive to bring in a new client than it is to retain somebody that you've already who's already gained your trust. So if you want a small to medium business owner to buy more, don't just toss them into like maybe some sort of upsell or cross sell or whatever sales funnel that you might put them through, which consists any more than just canned messages that you're sending out to everybody else. Continue to educate your audience. Share things that real people share with each other. Talk to them like somebody you want to have a deeper relationship with, and do that, with utmost love and respect. You know why? Because they understand how hard it is to actually get customers. So they will do their best in order to maintain the relationship that they have with them. And once you do that, let me tell you something, you earn the right to go to them with just about anything and sell them whatever it is that you have next in your value proposition. All right, so if you've been listening, I've just put out 5 things that you must do in order to sell to a small to medium business owner. And if you do any of these things, I guarantee you that you'll be able to generate hundreds of qualified, high-ticket leads like clockwork. So you never have to rely on cold calling or emailing small to medium business owners again, just so that they can hire you. And once you've got that, you start creating diverse recurring revenue streams. You know why? Because these people are loyal, and they will definitely support you up until maybe you literally run out of business. So I want you to go out there and deliver outstanding results for your customers and win their loyalty for life. And with that, my friend, you will have customers singing praises, like I said, to to their families, friends, colleagues, at barbecues, and even strangers on the bus. And that will create for you a business that's profitable and enjoyable. I really want you to win, all right? I really want you to crack the code on generating more leads for your business so that you never have to, wonder where your clients are going to be coming from. After listening to this podcast, do you still think getting small to medium business as clients is still hard? I don't think so. All right, so jump onto our website, www.livelongdigital.com.au, and see how we actually attract, convert, and engage with small to medium businesses. And I want to see you implementing some of this stuff on your website. That way, you certainly don't have to spend yet another minute on the phone having to beg people to hire your services. Unfortunately, we don't have to. And that's why this podcast is there, in order for you to scale your service business so that it's profitable and enjoyable. I can't wait to see you win. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au